Go on, Hugh.
Today, like every day, I'm going to be speaking for the many, not the few. In my constituency and across the United Kingdom, people are worried. They live in fear, they cannot build a brighter future, and most criminal of all, no one is listening. So many of those constituents don't feel they've been listened to, not by the Tories in Westminster or not by the SNP in Scotland. Policies north and south of the border make this clearer. Every day this government's flagship policy on universal credit, and this is the best example of this. Last week I shared with the House a very simple message I had to the people of Coatbridge, Christon and Bellshill, and people across the country. This side of the House is listening. My honourable friend from Oldham is listening. The Right Honourable Member of Islington North is listening. And the Labour benches are listening. That's why we're here today. I want to start by tackling the myth. People want to live in benefits. People are lazy. They are immigrants stealing from British taxpayers. How offensive, how wrong, how damaging, how reflective of the society we're living in today. People don't choose to live in benefits. Millions of children across the United Kingdom are growing up working in poverty. No, I will not give way. I'm going to continue for the backbenchers who also want to speak.
Order. Passions are running highly, very highly indeed, but the member must be heard. Mr. Gaffney.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. These parents go to work. They can't pay their bills. They still have trouble paying bills. They can't fill the fridge. This isn't choosing to live and work in benefits. This is a country that's not paying the workers the wages they deserve. And it needs to change. Workers need justice.
Would my friend give way?
The welfare system was created by the Labour Party and will only ever really be protected and saved by the Labour Party. And I say this and I want to make it clear. I'm not looking to ensure our welfare system isn't accessible, working and delivering for people in need. But I am against a failed system that doesn't work. And so far in this country, universal credit isn't working.
My friend give way?
I will give way.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful to my friend for giving way. Would he agree with my constituent who describes receiving universal credit as not a choice, but the only means for survival, and that there's little that is human, supportive, or indeed protective about universal credit?
Yes, I will. We know so many stories across the country of families pushed to breaking point. People becoming more and more ill, thanks to the pressures that are increasingly put under. We have heard often in recent days attempts from government to try and control a situation. They now concede that we need to see a cut in the waiting times and receiving payments. Payments that go on food, bills and simply getting by. That's why this side of the House see an immediate halt. And that's why some members on the other side of the House are starting to smell the coffee. I would like to know if the Minister disagrees with the colleagues who have raised concerns. I must say the fact that we were fretted and they were dragged to Downing Street last week tells me this Prime Minister is more worried about her job than the millions of people across the country who are suffering. I just want to say a word about last week. I had Tory MPs laughing at me, and when I was speaking, I saw Tory MPs mocking the moving points raised by honourable members on this side of the House. It was a disgraceful way to behave, and it was made even worse by the fact.
Point of order, Mr. Simon Hall.
I'm very grateful. And I appreciate, I haven't been in this House that long, but this is a debate, and the Honourable Gentleman has cast two very serious allegations against this side of the House with no substantiation whatsoever. A number of colleagues have tried to intervene on this side of the House to tease and prize the argument, which the Honourable Gentleman is perfectly putting in order. I take that entirely. But what he has just said now on 2 occasions has certainly caused offence to me, and I believe all on this side of the House.
Order. I can deal with only one point of order at a time, I say to the Honourable Lady for Dewsbury, in terms that, frankly, brook of no contradiction. I've heard what the Honourable Gentleman has said. I understand that he, an extremely level-headed, even-tempered, equable fellow, is genuinely offended. I'm not sure that I can find a cure for his sense of offence. The Honourable Gentleman may, in his mind, have been discourteous, but he was not, although that is a debatable point, as most things are here, but it was not disorderly. And I hope that the Honourable Gentleman, who is a seasoned graduate of the Oxford Union some decades ago, has not had his tender sensibilities overly offended. Very well. If there's another point of order, I'll take it briefly.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. Further to the Honourable Gentleman's point just then, there was an unfortunate occasion in the House last week during the Universal Credit debate where a member on the opposite benches did make an unfortunate comment or used unfortunate behaviour. He later apologised to the honourable member. So to suggest that there wasn't any mocking or inappropriate behaviour is not true, because the honourable member did have the grace to apologise.
Well, I'm very grateful to the honourable lady for that attempted point of order, and I think that we will take the view that there has been an exchange. Now, Mr. Gaffney, who I think is approaching his peroration, should have the opportunity to do so. Mr. Hugh Gaffney.
Yes, I did get an apology last week, and I accepted the apology, and we move on. It was a disgraceful way to behave. But what made this even worse was the fact that you sat in your hands and you didn't turn up to do your job. That's what made this matter worse.
Order. I'm enjoying the Honourable Gentleman's very spirited speech, but I must just say to the Honourable Gentleman, I did not sit on my hands. I did not fail to turn up to do my duty. I most certainly did my duty. Debate goes through the chair, and I think that the target of his criticism is other members, but I don't think his target is me. Mr. Hugh Gaffney.
Mr. Speaker, I certainly did not target you. I did the opposition. But on a serious note, Mr. Speaker, imagine the people who did not turn up for their appointment for universal credits. What happens to them? They get their benefits taken off them. Well, let's repeat it on the other side of the House. You show no respect. If you can't turn up to do your job, just move over. We're ready and willing to do the job for you. Mr. Speaker, I'm just about to finish up. Let's halt the universal credit. Thank you very much.
James Cartledge.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's incredible fun to